Hello and welcome to the Iraq Football Podcast, ladies and gents. I know it's been a while. I've missed you too. It's okay. But to be honest with you, sometimes life gets in the way, guys. Those of you who follow us on social media know that we're always putting out content. So if you're not following us on social media and you want the latest news in terms of what's happening in Iraq, find us on all platforms, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Make sure you're following. Subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. Our is at Iraq Football Pod. But anyway, we are back. Before I get into the new structure of the show, let me introduce myself. For those who don't know, my name's Hassanin Bilal. I'm the host of the Iraq Football Podcast, and I'm joined by the good friend of the show, Mr. Mo. Welcome.
I'm glad to be here and to talk about Iraqi football podcast. Iraqi football in general. Iraqi football in general.
Ali Bihamoud, it's always good to have you here, man, and I'm excited to hear about your thoughts. But yeah, just to tell you guys a little bit about how we're changing the show slightly. I think rather than focusing on like interviews and that sort of format, we're going to be starting to focus more on conversations around Iraqi football. Hopefully, we'll have a lot more footballers on the show as well. Just hoping to get you guys to know a little bit about them. And the reason why I've decided to change the platform like this is, man, there's so many times when I'm chilling with a footballer and we're having like amazing conversations about football. And then after the conversation ends, I'm just thinking like, I wish fans knew that, or I wish the fans got to hear that. So we're gonna try to bring that side of the footballers over to you rather than just having it as interviews. But anyway, a lot to crack on with, so let's jump straight into things. We'll start off looking at the World Cup qualifiers that we've played so far. It's been 4 games, Hamoud. Tell me a little bit about your thoughts.
Yeah, I mean we've gone 12 from 12 with like some very good performances. The scorelines have been impressive. Yeah, I'd like you say, I don't think we've been tested to the best of our abilities, but I think that will come. I think hopefully next game versus Indonesia. But yeah, I think the performances have been top notch, but like there is room for improvement, of course. But, yeah, that's what
Who has been like your standout players, would you say?
I say. In terms of like goal scoring and creating, it's been Ali Jassim and Ayman Hussein. But I think Zidane has also had a very good qualifier as well.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. I think there's still a lot more levels we need to see from the team. Um, Overall, though, like in football, there's the saying that you're only as good as the team in front of you. Like we've played Indonesia, Vietnam, and Philippines, and like we've won 4 games. I'd say 3 of them were comfortable wins. The only one that was a bit was the Vietnam game where it was a last second goal that saved us from Mimi. But even in that game, like Vietnam never really looked like scoring. The question was, are we gonna score?
I
But
think yeah, we created a good number of chances, but we didn't look like threatening until like Mohamed Ali came on and got the winner.
yeah, that's the thing. Like my main concern in that game was, are we creating clear-cut chances? For sure, we create chances, but are they chances that are going to win you games, or are they half chances? So I think we still need to see an improvement from the midfield to really create that. But I think you touched on Ali Jassim. He's really turning out to be a special player, man. Um, I say one to watch for the future. With Iraqi football, you never really know with the age fraud, but yeah, hopefully he is going to go like develop
Yeah,
further and become that superstar we expect and want him to be. Um, so we
I
have gone.
I was gonna say I think just from that under 20 Asian Cup, it's just been an upward trajectory. Like when he played the World Cup, then he moved to Qualification, and then I think he was his performances in the Asian Champions League really like caught people's eye, but and then well the Asian Cup and stuff like that happened, and his stocks have been just rising and rising. And
It's funny you say
oh,
that though. Like as you know, I was in Iraq recently, and I'm not a Jawiya fan. Like, I don't support anyone in Iraq. I support my mates who play there. Like for example, Zayd Tahsin's my boy, so I support Talaba because I want him to win. Or like for example,
And they
Um,
won the Hog Boys.
yeah, I want at the Hawk or like I care about my mates. But overall, like I just want the Iraqi league to improve. I don't have like a club. But Joey, because like Amir Razak's there and the fans are jokes. So I just turned up for a laugh, basically. So I went to two of their games. Man, their fans don't really like Ali Jassim. Do you know that?
I'd say I think is it. It could be because a factor could be it's because he's like on loan from them, and they know
No,
he's
no,
gonna.
it's not. I'll tell you what it is. They think he's greedy. They think he doesn't pass the ball, and they find him really frustrating.
I know a few people who think like he's a nanny, like greedy, but it's,
Yeah,
I
it's
think
interesting,
a
man.
lot of superstars are though. A lot of superstars are like this, but
Yeah, it's true. Like, it's true, obviously. Like, I'll give you an example. Bruno Fernandes at United.
yeah,
Anyone who understands football will tell you Bruno is like top 10 footballers in the world. But then you have some United fans who'll tell you, oh no, he loses the ball, he's not good or whatever. Bro, like if you're a creative player, you're gonna hold on to the ball, you're gonna demand the ball, you're gonna lose the ball, but you're
I think
also
take
going to.
risks as well. I think Ali
That's the
Jassim does
thing. You're
a lot
gonna
of
take risks. Bruno takes risks. Ali Jassim takes risks with the ball. But do you know how you know a guy's a serious baller, right?
it.
Ali Jassim, you never really see him shy away from the ball. Like even if we're losing 1-0, you'll see Ali Jassim asking for the ball.
He drops deep. I saw that a lot on the under 23 Asian Cup that just like happened.
Yeah, but
He
it's
drops
like,
deep.
do you know what it's like, Mohammed? It's like he knows he's that guy. So
Big
he's like, bro, like,
responsibility.
don't worry, just give me the ball. Give me the ball, I'll take care of it. And we saw it like for the under 23s in the Asian Cup, as you mentioned. We saw it against Saudi Arabia, for example, which was a tough game. Then we saw it in the third place match. I can't really remember who we played in that. Who was it?
Indonesia.
Indonesia,
Yeah.
bro.
He
Like,
came up clutch and yeah,
yeah,
he took the responsibility of the team and scored. Yeah,
yeah, 100%, man, 100%. And I'm really excited to see what he can do at the Olympics. But we'll come to all that later. Let's go back to the first team, and then we'll come back to our admiration of Ali Jassim. So, we have two games coming up for Iraq in the first team. That's going to be with Vietnam at home in Basra, and then it's going to be Indonesia as well. I think Indonesia matches first, right? We fly to Indonesia, we play
yeah.
in their ground, and I think it's going to be in Jakarta. I think that's on the
70.
6th, right?
I th- I think so. It's around 80,000 fans that were like.
Yeah, I think it's on the 6th of June. It'll be a Thursday, and then that'll be in front of 70,000 fans. Indonesian fans, it's gonna be rocking. I can't wait. I wish I was there. But after that game, we end up playing with Vietnam in Basra to kind of conclude things. And we've seen like quite a different squad selection from Casas. A lot of new faces, you know. Some of them are Hamad Al-Ta'i is an interesting player,
Yeah,
plays DM
sure.
in it's Wellington, isn't it? Um,
Wellington thinks were
yeah,
second in the league. Yeah, I think they finished second in the league. Well,
yeah. In the Australian Premier League.
yeah,
So big club. He's a young player, plays like as a number six. He's somebody I've spoken to Casas about a long time ago, actually. I told him, listen, there's this young player in Australia, really good player. Um, him and Ali Ogla as well, who's a player who hopefully will have a future with Iraq. So I told Casas, listen, what's your thoughts on this player? And to be fair, Casas knew about him from time, but he goes, the issue really there is the travel. So like you're bringing
yeah.
a player from Australia to come to Iraq. That's 2 days, bro. Not well. That's a whole day, really. And by the time he climatizes and he's recovered, it's a
I
long
think
journey.
he might as well meet up with them in like in Indonesia instead.
I think that's one of so my point here was that I think that's one of the reasons they've invited him, is because it's actually close to Indonesia. I say close, it's still like probably 8 hours or
Yeah,
9 hours,
Australia.
I think.
It's
Yeah,
pretty
it's
far
definitely
away from us, right?
Australia's in the
Yeah,
middle of nowhere.
yeah.
So it's interesting to see Casas's like rationale here, but I think it's on Muhammad to really make a difference in this game. And I think it's a position that we can really do with. especially now that Amjad, I don't think we're ever going to see him with the national team again. I think there's too many question marks about his paperwork, his age fraud, etc. Especially
It's,
with the AFC.
his passport's expired apparently, so there's weird passport. We don't know that yet.
Yeah, so no, from what I heard, and I'm not saying this is fact, so MJ, don't take me to court. But
Yeah.
what I heard is that he took the wrong passport and he submitted it. So a lot of these players have their own passport and then like their football passport, which is like age fraud, basically. So he sent
Yeah,
the
and
wrong
this
one to the
obviously
AFC, and obviously like AFC is looking like, hang on, you got two passports, it's not adding up. So I don't think we'll ever see him play with the Iraqi national team again. And Amjad, for all his like mistakes or let's say his lack of qualities in certain areas, he offered a lot. He's a player that's very dynamic. He's a player that is very energetic in the middle. He closes down. He presses. Um,
he has quite a few memorable moments in an Iraqi t-shirt. Let's say that, but
yeah, he definitely has, man. He scores some bangers as well. Whatever you want to say, the guy brings something to the team or to the squad at least. So we're gonna need a new player um, that kind of can do all that, and I think Mohammed really fits that profile. He's very tenacious. He's energetic. He closes down. He reminds me of Gattuso.
like
Um,
aggressive
yeah,
type of
I don't know.
center.
I think a lot of my followers are quite young to know who Gattuso is, but if you know who he is, you'll understand where I'm going with that analogy. And you know what? When you see Muhammad play, inshallah, in the upcoming two games, go on YouTube and search for Gattuso, and I promise you're going to see similarities. So that was an interesting one. And
He's
then
also like for that position. If we like to stay on that position, he's also kept faith in Safat Hadi, which is I think is huge for Safat.
you know what? I met with Pablo Grandes in London. He came. I picked him up from the airport. We just spent ages like speaking and chatting, and he's a big fan of Safar. It's interesting. He was telling me how he likes Safar because again, like they're looking for that Amjad replacement because they don't know what's happening in that situation. They're looking for someone that can kind of plug that gap, which I think was really highlighted in the game against Jordan.
Yeah,
Like, do you know where Osama and Amir, like Casas loves them both, but I feel like in those last 20 minutes, and I don't even like talking about it, but it makes me feel sick, wallah.
flashbacks.
And that's genuinely, that's one of the reasons why I've taken a break from the podcast because I still haven't recovered from that game. But I think they're looking for someone who can just come in and just close up shop, sit in front of the back four, and help
Jacob,
push forward.
I think Safar's best trait, which is what we like, is what he breaks up the play and like, interceptions and stuff like that. But I think people have a problem with him when he's on the ball, and I don't think he offers much on the ball as like Amir or like a Zidane, of course. But
Yeah, but
we
like,
need a
bro,
type of player like
sometimes you don't need that from a player.
that. Yeah,
Sometimes you need a player to get the ball and then give it to Zidane. Zidane, go do your thing. Zidane, don't worry about tracking back. Play your game. No, you can't have every player playing creatively. Not every player is going to be Ali Jassim. Sometimes you need a player like Mohammed, like Safar, who's going to do, and to be fair, to a certain extent, Bayish, although Bayish has some good attacking qualities.
he'll
Like,
just run all
no
day.
disrespect to the players, but sometimes you need someone who can do the donkey work.
Exactly. Yeah.
Someone who's gonna run, someone who's gonna pressurize, who's gonna press, who's gonna win the ball back and then give it to Zidane, give it to Ali Jassim, give it to Ayman, go and do something with the ball. Don't worry, you don't have to track back. I'm gonna be here covering you. So I think that's something that Casas has in mind. I think that Jordan match is still in his head. And rightly so, man, because that highlighted some really big issues in the team. I think after all the successes that Casas had, it was a good reality check. In terms of no, actually, like we have a lot to work on. We have a lot that we
We
need to
still go up
change.
a lot of levels, many levels, but
Yeah, yeah,
it's.
exactly, man, exactly. So I don't know, man. Let's wait and see. Um,
I think it's
Kumail,
quite encouraging though that like he knows that there's a few more steps to go in terms of improvement, and that we haven't seen like this side at its full capacity, of course. But
Yeah, 100%, 100%. He's not delusional, bro. If this team was perfect, we would have won the Asian Cup. But there's
yeah,
obvious glaring flaws. Casas, bless his heart, he's paved over a lot of them, like the lack of centre backs, the goalkeeping issues, which we'll come to now. Um, Kumail and Ali Kadhim being called up, like
and Hussein
that
Hassan as well.
Hussein Hassan, who I mean, I think that's really interesting. So Jalal's there. We have four goalkeepers on the squad. No Fahad Talib, no Basil, Ahmed Basil.
I think Fahed's injured, but Ahmed Basil is just an exclusion because he's not injured at all. But
Yeah, so he's been dropped, right? So Casas, either he's not convinced by Ahmed Basil, or he's looking around thinking, let me give a chance to some of these other players since we've already pretty much guaranteed top spot in the group.
yeah,
So um
Ali Kadhim,
Ali Kadhim is probably the one who's going to start, right? He's the one who's performing admirably in the league. He's got a silly amount of clean sheets, although his team is quite defensive anyway. It was
yeah,
Zach, wasn't it, that he plays for?
no,
Yeah.
yeah,
So he's had a very good season. I think how many clean sheets has he had this year? It's like 16 or something, right?
around, yeah, 16, 15,
Yeah, like
around that.
that's pretty good.
Crazy man.
Crazy numbers. And he's somebody I like as well, man. I met him when he was playing at Najaf when he was there with Martin Haddad. Really
His
nice
name's
guy, really polite. So
his
again?
name's been like he was known as like a talent when he was like in the under 23s and stuff
Yeah,
like
so
that.
he was with the under 20s, under 23s, and then he just had a drop off and he wasn't playing. But now he's gone to Zaho, he's the first team player there. And yeah, he's doing really well. So it's going to be interesting to see how things like manifest with the next couple of games. Inshallah it goes well because I don't
Yeah,
know, man. I'm looking at Janelle and I'm thinking he was a really reliable player, but we're seeing little
drops.
glimpses of errors in his play or things. But then again, bro, like honestly, you look back at that Jordan game, he was our best player by far.
I
Like,
think people just have that third goal in their mind. I think that's the only one you can truly blame Joe for. But apart from that, I think he had a very good game.
I don't remember that being his fault.
The third goal, the long shot.
Yeah, I don't know. That was his fault, bro. It was a good shot. It was a good shot. Players in front of him, jumping in front of the ball. He saw it late. I don't think that's his fault. Honestly, I
I
don't
think
think
it's the
that's a.
circumstances of the goal, though. I think that's why people have it in their mind. But
I don't know, man. I think that's harsh. I think that's very, very harsh. But anyway, like I think we need to find another goalkeeper. But is Kumail the answer? Is Hussein Hassan the answer? I think they're too young, you know?
I think he was impressed with Hussein Hassan in the under 23 Asian Cup because I think
I
Casas
wasn't.
was.
I wasn't. I really wasn't. I thought he was. I
I
thought
think he
he's
commands
got,
his
he's got
area very.
liability, man. Like I'm looking at that, I'm thinking, bro, we have a bit of an issue there in goal for the under 23s, and it's for that reason. I'd imagine Jalan's going to be called up for the Olympics. I can't imagine Radhi will go into that tournament with Hussein Hassan as his main guy. He looked,
I don't know
he didn't
because
look convincing, man. He was flapping at balls when it came in for the crosses. His shot stopping looked sometimes suspect, sometimes. I wasn't convinced.
but I think well, if Casas is impressed, then we can't really say anything. But
Well, I don't know if he is impressed. We're going to find out, right? Maybe he's just asking him to come. He wants to see his level in training.
yeah,
So we'll wait and see. Um, and then Kumail, I
I
don't know.
think
I think it's weird. Like you're bringing in two players from the under 23s. Kumail, was he even selected for the under 23 squad? He was, yeah, he was in the squad, but he didn't play any games.
yeah, and I'm to my knowledge he hasn't played much for Neftal Basra as well, so it's
Yeah,
strange.
yeah. Interesting. I wonder what Casas's logic there is going to be. But yeah, we wait and see. Who else was called up? Marco Fargi, doing quite well in Norway. He's had a quite a strong start to the season.
Yeah,
Um, Attacking midfielder. I think he's looked decent with the under 23s. Done well with his club this season. Thoughts on
that's
that?
an interesting. It's interesting. Like he just wants to try him out and see like if he's good enough for the national team. But I
Think he's
think
ready yet?
Kevin,
He wasn't selected under 23s, and he's
his
straight
club
away going to
doesn't.
the first team.
It's strange because I don't know if we will see him there when like Kevin Yaqub comes and the others. But I think Casas just wants to try him and see where he's at.
Yeah, I think Kevin might be a while till we'll see Kevin. Bless him. We had a fun Instagram live the other day with Kevin, Lucas, Shimon, and Peter Guarquis. If you missed it, man, this is why you got to be following us on Instagram. That was really, really interesting. We're talking about like how Lucas is getting his paperwork done to play for Iraq, how he's looking forward to it. Kevin's road to recovery. Peter Guargis also working on his paperwork. He's finally decided to declare for Iraq. So exciting times for Iraqi football, man. We're seeing like just one player after the other declaring for Iraq, and that's happened due to various reasons. But alhamdulillah, like it's something to look forward to in the near future. Um, Casas, rumors are he's going to Korea. Um, rumors in Korea saying it's not true. Iraqi media saying he's discussing terms.
But I think it's all over now. I think last 2 days it's quieted down, and Korea have like they've solidified like two other targets. So well, let's hope it's nothing in it. Yeah.
What happens if Casas leaves? Just hypothetical. Forget
Uh,
Korea, forget all that. What happens if Casas leaves?
Well, we're screwed like the last time before a third round of like if you remember the time and space when we took to appoint advocate and that long
Petrovic.
way. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think they'd hire like a someone who knows the players or something. But
No, but what I'm saying is like obviously that'll be crap. But do you bring in someone from like the assistant managers to step up? Um, Alvaro, for
let's.
example, or do you bring another Spanish coach in? Do you bring somebody else in? It doesn't have to be Spanish. Like, what
I
happens
think
then?
I think Adnan would. He might look locally, but it's strange.
Don't say that. Don't
But
say that.
I'm not. It's
Yeah,
just I think
I
he
can't
wants
imagine
someone
that's the
who's
case.
going to know the players and stuff like that. But
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't know about that. I'm hearing things. I'll be real with you. I'm hearing things about the under 23s going forward. Um, it looks like Adnan Darjal is adamant that the future of Iraqi football should be in Spanish football's hands. Not just the league in terms of his collab with La Liga, but like I said, from what I'm hearing, my sources in Iraqi football, there seems to be a lot revolving around Spanish managers, Spanish coaches in the Iraqi game, especially with the national team under 20s and under 23s. So hopefully we don't have to worry about that. Casas, stay, please. we, we love you. But yeah, if he does decide to go, man, Adnan, Captain Adnan Darjal, like, make sure you have a backup plan, please, because I can't go back to watching Hakim Shakir manage the national team. Uh,
Keep him in punditry just for people, everyone's sake. Yani.
yeah, I mean, just for everyone's like mental and well-being, health and well-being, like don't do that to us, please. Um, so let's jump into a discussion about the under 23s and the Olympics coming up. Firstly, are you coming to France?
If the exams go well, inshallah. But
Yeah, inshallah. Make sure you don't flop. I mean, if that's not perfect motivation for you, then I don't know what is.
all I'm saying, Iraq will never come closer to England, like ever, like when they play. It's
100%, man. That's I cancelled my summer holiday plans. I was supposed to go to Indonesia to go and have a boxing fight with shout out Dr. Tirta, but I delayed that a little bit. I'm going inshallah I'm gonna go to the Olympics. I think our first two games are in Lyon or however the French pronounce it, and then the
Indonesian
last
fans in they're gonna
last
clip
one's
this.
in Marseille. Yeah, I think it's in Marseille.
Nice.
In Nice, sorry. Yeah. So a lot to look forward to. Tough group though. Argentina, Morocco, and then Ukraine. Um,
I think
some
that was the
big
downside of
players
finishing
there,
third.
man.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, you say that. If we won the tournament, we'd have probably not even.
withdrawn. Yeah,
We would probably have withdrawn because Israel is in one of those groups. If you finish top, you're in the same group as Israel. I can't see a world in which Iraq actually plays that game. I think we would have like officially withdrawn from the tournament. So alhamdulillah, we didn't finish first. Second is a different factor, but I'd rather lose in a semi-final than lose in a final. That's just tragic.
yeah,
So we lost. We lost in the semi-final. We beat Indonesia. We qualified. Unfortunately, Indonesia they lost in the playoff game with Guinea. So the only three Asian teams that will be at the Olympics is Iraq, Japan, and Uzbekistan. How did you find the under 23 tournament?
Can we just say Ali Jassim and inshallah, yani. That's how I saw it for the majority because I don't think the performances were as bad as people say, but I'd say there was a heavy reliance on Ali Jassim and
I wouldn't say it's Ali Jassim. Obviously, he's a big factor, but I think there's a heavy reliance on individual brilliance in that team.
yeah, yeah, that's the correct word. Yeah,
It's they remind me of Man United under Ten Hag. Honestly, like
I don't know if that's a compliment, but yeah,
no, it's not definitely not a compliment. Like if you look at United this season, our XG is something like would we be 14th in the league based on
yeah,
expected goals that United score would have scored based on the way we play. But we finished eighth because of individual brilliance, like players scoring goals that you wouldn't expect them to score, like Garnacho's bicycle kick or whatever. Like,
Hoyland
oh,
and
oh yeah,
Fernandez.
exactly. Like just scoring ridiculous goals because the quality of the players are that good. And I think the under 23s are very similar to this. Like Ali Jassim scoring that goal against Indonesia, bro, that's a bad boy finish. The way he took the ball down, just rooted the goalkeeper. That's an amazing goal, but that's not tactical. That's not tactical. That's not like a style of play that the team has. I don't necessarily think we have a style of play in that team. And that comes back to the coach. And
People are
it's weird, man.
very critical, probably. Yeah,
Yeah, I like Raleigh as a person. I think he's very polite, very nice. I think he's someone that's very adoring. Or um, I think the players generally like him as a person. But I don't know if they believe in his football or his philosophy or whether he has a philosophy in terms of how he wants to play. And having said that, bro, if you look at his numbers with under 23s, crazy numbers.
yeah,
Like he's been
goals. Yeah,
no, as
he
in
won
like
the West Asian Cup versus yeah, I think Iran, the
bro, forget
penalty.
Iran. His win record is amazing. His stats score a lot of goals. We win a lot of games. The only thing I would say is that we concede a
Yeah,
lot, and that goes back to what I said earlier about I'm not too confident with the goalkeeping situation. It's weird. Like honestly, you're seeing it with the first team, the under 23s and the 20s. We seem to leak goals. Um, it's a problem. It's a problem. We're like we need Cardo back. We need Adam Baleb or Adam Rashid to make that step up soon. We need someone from Mustafa Omran, um, Joseph and Imam, Zayd Hassin. We need one of these players to like very soon make that step up into the first team and like be someone we rely on because right now I think we're very short on talent. We have Rebin, Saad Natiq,
Zaid.
Ali
That's
Adnan, and Franz Botros. And all four of them are, let's say, they're not young. They're not young, and then two of them are fullbacks or makeshift centre backs.
yeah, but
So
I think the last two games he's started Zaid Tahsin, and yeah, I think he's performed, especially. Well, I know it's just the Philippines, but I think
he scored as well in it.
yeah in the second game. But I think going forward he might as well start Zaid because
I mean, the reason he wasn't initially starting Zayd is because of the Asian Cup. Like,
yeah,
he wanted Zayd to be available for Radish Nation, and he told me this actually. He goes like, I don't want to bring Zayd into the first team, and then Raleigh loses his captain. Like, we have to be diplomatic in terms of the players that we choose. But now that's done. Hopefully, we see Zayd more with the first team, and inshallah, that's gonna like
because
help
like
us develop
the
him.
centre backs. who have just been called upon. It's Munaf Younis, who I don't think will start. Akam Hashim, Arifin Sulak, France Putos, and Zid. That's the five centre backs he's
Yeah,
gone for.
well, when Munaf is starting, I think Munaf is there to make up numbers. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
I've come.
Casas usually just Casas usually does not put him in even on the bench sometimes. So it's
Yeah, exactly. Um, that's a strange one, but yeah, I think with that under 23 team, I think they did really well. The only game when like things were brutally bad was that first one against Thailand. I think the players went in there cocky. I think the tactics were too open, and we were
even
punished.
some of the plays, like I think they flew on like a Monday and the game was on a Tuesday. It's
Yeah,
like Muntadhar and Ali Jassim.
yeah. I
Yeah,
think the players just were too cocky, and I think Rawi underestimated Thailand. And to be fair, it was a good wake up call. But again, like the players, bro, they turned it around quickly. So within second game, we beat Saudi Arabia. Oh, sorry, it was Tajikistan in the second game.
yeah, 4-2.
Yeah. Third game we beat Saudi. Then we went into the quarterfinals. Who was that we beat?
Vietnam.
We beat Vietnam. Yeah, we beat Vietnam, and then we lost to Japan. I think it was who, bro.
Smashed
They
us.
look so good. They look so
Yeah,
good. Like you talk about levels in football, bro. They were levels above us. It
yeah.
was ridiculous, man. But
Let's just say
yeah,
that was a pre-planned loss,
yeah,
so we
but you
avoided.
know, like when you see stuff like that, it's like always a good kind of like reminder or a reality check to tell you, we got a long way to go, man. Like, okay, we got Casas, we had like 2 or 3 years of good progressive play with the Iraqi football. There's a long way to go until we can compete. Forget with the like international football. I'm just talking about the giants of Asia. So it's going to be a journey, and I think fans need to remember this. Like this stuff takes time, progress takes time, and we need to have patience. So inshallah khair. But who would be your three outfield players that you take to the Olympics?
I think one of them that's been all but confirmed is Ayman Hassan because I think they lock up front on the 23 team.
So I'll tell you who I think. You can tell me who you think. I think
Um,
you take
yeah,
Jalal, okay, because I'm not happy with
yeah,
the goalkeeper. I think we take Ayman because I think we lack a proven goal scorer.
number 9.
Yeah, number 9. And I think you take Bayish because it's a small squad. I think you only get like 18 players, right?
Only 18.
Yeah.
11.
You need someone like Bayish who's very versatile. Like Bayish can play DM, central midfield, attacking midfield, right wing, left wing, right back. Motherfucker,
Left. We even played left back
I've
against
seen
the
him play
Philippines.
left back. I'm pretty sure you could put him up front as a false nine. This
Yeah.
guy, bro, tell him to play centre back, he'll play for you. So I think Bayish goes, and I think it'll be a mistake not to take Bayish. But interestingly, with that list, man, that's three local players you're taking, not a single expat there. But then again, I'd imagine we're gonna see the likes of Zidane, Hussein Ali,
Well, the list
probably.
of the overage players were, I think it was 7 local players. That was all. It was like Mohammed Hamid, Jalal,
Yeah,
Saad Abdelamir, Saad Nataq, Baish, Ayman, and someone else. I can't remember.
yeah. But in terms of the expats, yeah, like I said, I think Hussein Ali goes. I think Zidane's gonna go. People
Hopefully,
talking
Adam.
about Hamadi go, and he's not gonna go. He's not gonna be recovered in time from his operation. He might be out for another couple of weeks. I reckon he'll be back for pre-season, maybe a week or two afterwards. So we're talking about 6 to 8 weeks, inshallah. But
Yusuf.
yeah, I think Yusuf Amin's another one that will go. And I know of another player that's gonna go, but I can't really disclose that now. But yeah, it will be good, inshallah. So there's a few of them. There's a few expats going. It's gonna be nice to see them there, inshallah. So something to look forward to. In terms of the players away from the national team, let's look at their clubs. Who's had the best season, do you think?
Should we expats or locally, or just in
Anyone, bro.
general?
Anyone.
Well, if you look at numbers, I'd say Amen specifically. goals and assists, and yeah, he's top. I think he's top scorer of the Iraqi with like 21 goals or something. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
I was there. I was watching him. I told you I watched two games, and I think he scored 3 or 4 goals in those 2 games. He's just I don't know what's happened to him, but the last 3 or 4 years, he's just turned into a monster, man. He's just packing everything, scoring any chance that comes his way. He looks like a much more complete footballer, and it's so good. But
I was watching him like just a few hours ago against in the league. I think he played he got a very good assist as well, and I'm pretty sure he scored a header. Of course, that's most of his goals. But yeah,
vintage. For
he's
me,
improving, big improvement. Yeah,
yeah, for me, it has to be Hamadi, man. Like to go from playing just a couple of years ago, bro. He was like 3 years ago. He was playing in National League. Now, inshallah, he's maybe a month away, 2 months away from playing in the Premier League. That's insane, bro. But I told you guys at the time, I told you, man, just trust Ali. I'm telling you, this kid's a fucking baller. He's a serious player. So, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, like I'm so happy everything's falling into place for him. And I can't wait to have him playing in the Premier League as the first ever Iraqi.
I think he
Despite,
better be going into the fantasy teams of everyone.
oh
Like,
yeah, I might even jump
seriously,
into that. I've never played that before, but maybe I'll do it for Alawi's sake. Um, and interestingly enough, he's moving up, and then he who must not be named got relegated with Burnley. And yeah, do you know what frustrates me about that whole incident, man? Like he's not even playing with Burnley. He's not playing with Belgium anymore. He's
he's capped out for Belgium. I think we can't even get him now.
yeah, he's an idiot. He's genuinely an idiot. He could have been a huge player for Iraq, but he went and made a stupid decision like that for what? Like I don't know. Honestly, I don't get it.
At the end of the day, it's his decision. Like we can't.
It's his
We,
decision, but I'm looking at this Iraq squad, man. Like, bro,
he
this
would just slot in on that
guy would have
right centre
been
back spot.
this guy would have slotted in seamlessly, and I promise you that with him in the squad, with him and Kevin in that team, bro, we're taking the Asian Cup easy, easy. No one's gonna come close to us. Wallah, like especially the next one. Kevin back. A lot of these expats, a bit more experienced first team football. Zidane, Hamadi, hopefully Cardo back. Bro, Cardo and I mean centre back. No one's beating
So
us.
a few of them will be in their prime as well. So
Yeah,
it's
exactly, man. So it's just so frustrating, man. But yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. But anyway, I think Mo, should we leave it there or do you want to add anything?
uh, well, maybe like one or two names that I think should have been in the list that just came out yesterday. I think that some of the fans want to. It's a bit of a controversial with like Mohammed Qasim and Hassan Abdul Karim, I'd say, because they've been the talk of the town like
Sorry, not for
last 2 months.
like we've only got 2 minutes left, but I'm just gonna straight say up. Like Muhammad Qasim has shown himself to be someone who's arrogant, someone who can't follow
Yeah,
instruction.
yeah,
He
I'd say
told
his
us,
mindset is a bit.
yeah,
Yeah,
like I don't give a shit how good you are on the ball. Look at Sancho. Look at Sancho at United. I keep talking about United, but Sancho at
first come
United, bro,
first.
he's a baller, but he's a fucking idiot. Like he's so arrogant, doesn't want to listen to instructions, can't respect the coach, bro. Like you're coming to represent your country, put your ego to one side, and if you can't do that, see you later. Simple as that.
Yeah.
And I
The
think the
problem with Mohammed
same applies
Qasim is
to
every club he's gone to, he's had a problem with the manager, which
you know what?
is
Fuck him. Like, why would we entertain him? I genuinely think we're better off without him. I don't even like him as a footballer. Dilly dallies on the ball, waste time, shoots from anywhere. I don't want that. And in terms of Qorqia, he's an all right player, but what's he done with Iraq in the last 2, 3 years? I don't think he's done much. And I think there are better players in this position. But yeah, I think Hamoudi, let's leave that there. Guys, I promise you, I promise you, we're gonna try doing this much more regularly. Bear with us, but yeah, in the meantime, subscribe to our YouTube, follow us on Spotify or wherever you're listening to us. And of course, please follow us on social media, reply to our tweets, drop comments. We want to grow, and that way we can provide you guys with an amazing platform to learn with Iraqi football and engage in content. So, once again, thank you so much for listening. I'm your host, Hassan and Bilal, and Ahmed, I'll leave it for you to say your goodbyes.
Yeah, it's been nice to be talking about Iraqi football once again. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while.
Yeah.
So, hopefully, we'll see you guys soon.